So what I'm going to explain is collective consciousness, and a lot of people know about this and a lot of people don't. So you imagine every sense of peace that we have in the world, where actually if we feel really peaceful, we hand that over to something that's really collective. Now when people came in here, I had some people say, oh, what's it feel like? Everyone was saying, God, it feels really nice in here. Really calm and relaxing. Is that what people felt, or they felt pretty... Yeah, it feels really, really nice, because there's a whole bunch of like-minded people who want to find this energy of love and peace inside themselves. So there's like-minded people here, right? That makes sense. So your energies are going to match. So collectively in here, there's a want for love and peace, obviously, otherwise you wouldn't be here. I mean, I dragged a whole lot of people along. But, you know, you wouldn't be here otherwise, I hope. So you imagine if we get angry, what does that do collectively? It attracts more anger, and what else will it do? Are we responsible for war elsewhere if we get angry? Are we? Yeah, we are. Collectively, if you understand collective consciousness, you know that when someone comes in a room and they're really, really angry, and that word, you could hear a pin drop, because it's really thick. The energy is really thick when someone's angry. So what if everyone's putting that energy out there? That's actually helping war. So we're warring externally, and we're also warring from the inside. Does that make sense? So how do we change that? Do we change it via looking at the outside world and trying to make a difference out there? Well, what I've found is that doesn't seem to work. Because what I've found with clients, all clients who have had cancer, really debilitating diseases that have climbed on my table, have all been putting their energy out there. And that has created cancer, sickness. So what I do is I say, okay, let's pull all this energy back in, get all your energy contained inside of yourself, and then find this peaceful place. How do you do that? If you've had a really tough history, or you've had an easy one. The best way to do that is actual pure acceptance of what has happened in the past, what is happening now, and what potentially might happen in the future. Does that make sense? What I've found with people who have something like cancer, and I've had people come in, heal it, and leave, not in one session, but you know, over time. What I've found is that they want to know why. And that actually doesn't work. Knowing the why doesn't work. Pure acceptance actually gets you the why. Once you start accepting things as they are, then we actually understand, we start to get some wisdom around what's going on. Does that make sense? It's the chicken or the egg. If we find out why, you know, does that help? You know, I have people say, well, when I was 5, I had this happen to me and this is why I'm stuck. Is that going to help them change? I've seen that actually hasn't. So, but what I've done is go, okay, let's go back to 5 and accept that experience not being as good or bad, evil, wrong or right, and actually just accept that that's the experience. You're still alive and you've made it. So why don't we do something different with it and just purely accept that experience as what it is? What happens on my table is people turn into a peaceful space, they accept what has occurred, and they smile, and then what happens afterwards, they get a whole input of information from their higher self telling them why it's happened, what's gone on, and all the information related to that. Does that make sense? So when we want to know, like, I was really, really lucky in the beginning when I had a bit of a break in 2000. I broke myself, and I had a therapist say this to me. She said, Jason, if you want to find every single detail about what's going on in your life and every single experience, you're going to be here for a long time. Okay, So what I found is that if I actually just accepted things happening as they were, it actually allowed the healing to occur on a much more rapid rate. Does that make sense? So collectively, we're doing this. So here's this big cloud of energy that we're putting all of our encapsulated energy into. So all of these parts